Good morning, y'all. So we officially have Hurricane Beryl. And when I tell you it has been raining cats and dogs, it has been raining cats and dogs. Let me go to the back here. And I can show you I got my stuff made. My coffee already this morning. So y'all, I'm going to put you in this where you don't fall. Hopefully. So y'all, I got a situation with Chloe. I won't try to go into major detail, but Chloe's been abused majorly. Yesterday, her previous owner showed up, and I had to literally throw him out of my apartment. He was so aggressive, screaming in my face, and I screamed back at him because he kept screaming in my face. I did not accuse him of abusing her. I said, she's been abused. And he went completely bonkers. And before it was over with, I did call the police. He's not allowed over here anymore. I told him, I said, she has bit a bunch of people, my son, my grandson, me. I said, she acts like you're going to beat her to death. She cowers. She has her moments. She can be real playful. And then all of a sudden, she'll just bite you. And she's had such, I don't know, stress. She's super thin. And there's a bunch of things going on with Chloe. So I got in contact with a rescue, an actual rescue. And she come and got her at 8:30 this morning. It's taking her straight to the vet. She was bleeding at her bottom from, we think it's ringworm. And she's going to try to work with her on all the shelters. None of the shelters will take an aggressive dog. They'll put her down. Come on, guys. She can't get adopted that way. And it's beyond my care. So people can judge if they want to. You can say whatever you want to. But I was doing what was best for Chloe. Of course, I wanted to keep her. But when it comes to beyond what I can do, and if she was to bite somebody, I would be liable. You see what I'm saying? And I can't afford that liability at all. And the guy came over and just blew up all over me. And I said, dude, you don't have to scream at me. We could talk in a normal way. Oh, I'm sorry. He wanted to get right in my face. Like literally in my face. And I was like, dude, get out of my face. Okay? You can take the dog back and try to figure out what you know. I don't want it. I said, well, if you don't take the dog back, I'm going to put her up for adoption and get her rescued. Well, you can do whatever you want. She's your problem. I mean, he was nasty. And he came over the first time because I invited him over. I told him he'd come over and we could talk about it. The second time he come over, it wound up being out in the parking lot. And I was so scared, I knocked on my door for my neighbor Rich. And there's not a whole lot he can do right now because of his surgery, but he did tell the guy to leave. And he was like, you need to leave. He was not going to leave. And before he did finally leave, after I called the police, he said, and he pointed at me and said, I'm a Trump supporter. You better watch out. I was like, what? I told that cop that, and he busted out laughing. He thought that was as funny as hell. And I was just like, and he kept texting me and sending me texts. And I was just like, I blocked him finally. And I said, I see now why she's in the shape she's in. She's super skinny. She was losing her hair. And she was bleeding at her rectum from the worms. She's so skinny from probably having the shot records that he gave me only show 2019. Yeah. So needless to say, this lady came over and she was so wonderful. She laid in the floor and Chloe bit her a couple of times. She could not get in the cage, hardly. She baby talked her. He stressed her out so bad. She was in the cage. He bent down and was screaming at her. Why are you? There it goes. I knew y'all'd fall. Oh, let's do this. Cause yeah, I knew y'all were gonna fall. I just had a gut feeling. Sorry about that fall. About knocked my iced coffee over. Oh, doggy. Anyway, hopefully that don't make your stomach jump. Let's get you over here. Anywho, long story short, the police were called, and I told that guy he better not ever show up at my place again. And I told management, and I told her the situation and how Chloe was. And I said, she's in bad shape. And I said, she's been neglected very badly. And this breaks my heart because I really wanted to keep her. I don't care what people say, what they're going to judge. I really don't give a rip. Financially, I have $40 to my name. I could not afford to take her until next month. She could not wait till next month to go to a vet. And I'm not going to go online and beg people for vet money. You see what I'm saying? I'm not that kind of person. And we have excellent rescues here in Mountain Home. Very kind. This was out of Mountain Home, though. This was actually out of the area, but she drove here in a hurricane to come and get this little dog and help her. And so I'm very grateful to Tammy for what she did. And like I said, it hurt my heart. And she had blood in her cage. And so she said she's going to contact me and let me know. I'm really upset. Let me know what's going on, with the situation. Y'all, I plan on moving. I've done had so much stress at this place. I love my little apartment, but I just really need to find me a place, like a little camper or something that I can stay in that I'm more to myself, you know what I mean? And not so much stress. This is beyond stressful. When you have some random dude walking in your apartment and screaming at you, and I was just like, guilty? I mean, if you wasn't guilty of abusing her, you wouldn't be acting this way. You must have done it. You did something to her. And I was just like, what did I do but show her loving kindness? I said, I've done nothing but shown her, something she probably hadn't had in 5 years. She's probably been locked up in that cage. You want to know the honest truth about it. Oh, he exploded. And I was like, that's okay. Whatever you want to say, dude. And I was just like, I'm not going to put up with your behavior. And then it got outside, and I lost it. I lost my cupcakes, and I screamed at him. And I said, get away from my apartment. Now. I screamed it loud in his face. And he turned around and pointed his finger at me. And he said he was a Trump supporter, and I better watch it. People like that is what gives Trump supporters a bad name. I'm just saying, what, dude? What does that even have to do with the situation right now? Are you trying to say you're an asshole? Because you're acting like an asshole. So, yeah, definitely acting like an asshole. So, I can see why he doesn't have any relationships. I don't think there's a woman that would put up with him, or a man, or anyone for that matter. that would put up with his aggression. You know what I mean? I mean, that's a little bit beyond the pale for my cake. But he ain't met a Southern girl like me. Because I lived with a narcissist for 17 years. And I can guarantee you, I don't put up with that bullshit. I don't get backed against a wall. And I ain't afraid of a screaming, yelling little baby. So, yeah, he thinks no matter how loud he gets, he's going to try to get his point across. And I was just like, you're not going to get your point across because I see what this dog has been through. And I see how she acts, and I know the signs of abuse. And why are you getting so aggressive and so bent out of shape if you didn't do anything wrong? Hello? You know? So, anyway, she'll let me know, and I'll keep y'all up to date as far as Chloe is concerned. And I'm just not going to worry about pets right now. I just, when I had Sassy, she kept getting reported on for barking. And then the landlord was like, well, we do have a weight thing here, and she's going to be kind of a big dog. And it was just, and so I'm just glad that she was able to get a home with this little girl with seizures. And I could, she's going to be a good service dog, as far as helping this little girl to tell if she had seizures and everything like that. But yeah, that, like I said, Chloe's heading to the animal hospital as we speak. And I'm really grateful for Animal Rescue for doing that. I really am. And she can get the attention she needs and get the help she needs. And then the lady said she's going to personally adopt her, the lady rescue. I was like, oh, okay, that's even better because I like her. She's on my Facebook and the whole 9 yards. So, yeah. But I honestly don't care what people think. I don't care what they say. I don't care about their opinions. I'm doing what's best for Chloe. And that's all that's going to be said of that. And you can take your opinion and shove it up your ass. So, yeah. But I should be back on my channel tomorrow if everything goes right. I'm not quite sure. I'm actually not quite sure yet. It depends on if it's business days or if it's actually days. Now, if it's business days, it'll be a little bit longer. And that's okay, too. I really don't care at this point. I honestly don't care. But I'm enjoying the nice breeze and the nice rain and turning my AC off for a little while. Because I know when this hurricane is over with, we're going to have some heat for August. And I'm going to be going to a resort for an entire week of my birthday. And I'm looking forward to that. So, yeah. Anyway, sorry for the fall. I got me some help right here. And I got these pickled chips. I'm going to give them a try. Dill pickle. I usually get the what do you call it? The salt and vinegar. And I know what y'all are saying right now. Jenny, you have heart failure. You shouldn't be eating salty potato chips. So I don't do that very often. Rarely do I buy potato chips. Now this, the soda pop has been a very difficult challenge, but y'all, I've been stressed and I need me some relief. So yeah. But I think I made a good friend out of Tammy. She's my age, and like I said, she's done Animal Rescue for years. She even has a website. And I checked her out thoroughly before I let Chloe go to her. And she goes to a veterinarian that I know really well. And so Chloe is going to get some really good help, that she's probably needed for years, And it's sad. I understand he probably couldn't afford to do it, but at least admit that you can't afford to do it and at least admit that, you can't handle her and get her the help she needs without her just deteriorating right in front of our eyes. I mean, seriously. And it just really angers me. This is what animal rescue is all about, though. I've fostered pets, taken care of pets for a long time. Tinkerbell, I've had her for 10 years since she was a little puppy. When we got her, she was full of fleas, full of worms and full of fleas, and she was barely 4 weeks old, and they were already giving her away. And Dan and I took her, and she turns 10 this month. And as far as I know, I haven't been in contact with Dan, but I know he still has her. I mean, when you get a divorce, what are you supposed to do? Split the dog? I don't think that the dog would appreciate that very much. So I could tell that she was real therapy for Dan. And I still love and care for Dan as far as a human being goes. Not in any other way. Don't worry, Mom. I care for him, and I care what happens to him. And I care that Tinkerbell is therapy for Dan. You know what I mean? And so it's not good to be lonely. And I'm sure he's taking really good care of her. He takes her to the vet regularly. So, yeah. But like I said, I just kind of wanted to update y'all on yesterday and what happened yesterday and the drama. And really complete bullshit. It was unnecessary. It really was. I kept telling the guy to calm down, to talk to me reasonable. I said, don't scream in my face. I sat on that sofa, and he was just standing right in front of me, bent down in my face. You don't do that. I mean, seriously, you don't do that. I don't care who you think you are. You're not going to do that whatsoever. And, I don't know if he thought that was going to get his way or if it was just a bully tactic. I think it was the bully tactic. It really was. And I was just like, no fucking way. Excuse my French, but no fucking way. You get the hell out of my house right now. I ain't going nowhere. I said, oh, yes, you are. I said, if I have to physically throw you out, which looks like he's a little stronger than I am, I didn't really care. I had a stroke. I have all these problems, health problems, worse than you. I said, how do you know you're worse than me? I've had a stroke, dude. I have congestive heart failure and kidney failure. Oh, I don't care. I have worse problems than you do. I said, no, you don't. I said, I don't even want to hear it. That don't give you a right to be an asshole. You hear that? Wow. I think the heart of that hurricane is coming in. The winds are really starting to pick up. Hopefully we don't lose power. Because those winds are starting to really kick in. So, anyway. But much love to each and every one of y'all. Try to have you a great rest of your day. And like I said, I will keep you updated about Chloe and her situation. And I know Tammy is going to be a good mama to Chloe. I could already tell the way she was treating her on the floor and laying and talking to her, and, the way she was handling her, even though she was being very aggressive. And she was just felt cornered. She just was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm totally feared, scared to death. And I just started crying, and Tammy was like, please don't cry. It's okay. It's okay. We're going to get it, Jenny. We're going to help her. And it made me feel better, knowing that she's going to get help. But it still breaks my heart. why people want to be mean to animals. I'd never understand in my entire life. All they're there for is for affection and love, and to, give you unconditional love. And even when an animal is abused, they'll still love you unconditionally. I had a stepmother that had a chihuahua, or she was a poodle, not a chihuahua, she was a poodle. And my stepmother treated that tiny poodle like crap. And that poodle loved her till the day of its death. It loved her. It would have done anything for her. And she didn't even have the decency to bury it. She threw it out in the manure pile at our horse farm. Yeah. That was my childhood dog. My dad brought that dog in his jacket on a Harley and brought it in the house. And he paid $250 for it. And for 10, 12 years, it became part of our life. He was just like Chipper was. It was just our family dog. And my Malamute, my big Malamute, one day came out and saw Chipper had a bird. And I guess my Malamute had killed the bird. And so he went over to pick up his bird, and he picked up Chipper, and he picked up the bird at the same time and slinged him around, threw Chipper off on the ground, and took off with his bird. I don't think he purposely tried to hurt Chipper, but it caused retinal damage in his eye, and his eyeball had popped out, and he had damage on his skull, and he wasn't the same. He had seizures, and my dad told my stepmother, you need to put him down. You need to put him, no. He couldn't even walk straight. He walked in circles. He didn't have any kind of, what do you call it? He didn't have any kind of direction anymore because that part of his brain had been damaged, and the veterinarian recommended that he put down. And she refused. And he lived a good 6-8 months after that. And he just suffered. And then after he had a really big seizure, he passed away, and that's what she did to him. But y'all can see, I had a terrible childhood. I hated my childhood. I don't know why I'm getting on this. Maybe it's because of Chloe. It's getting me depressed. I got to get off here, go do something. But y'all just be praying for me, and that everything will work out. Anyway, much love, and I'll talk to y'all in the next video. Bye, guys.